This is Evangelism 201. All right. We'll do a quick review. How do I begin witnessing? Be surprised at the people who are saved, who's really never witnessed to anybody, who's never tried to lead anybody to Christ. They just, I don't know whether, some people are introverts and they're going to be introverts. And I know how God has created them, and if that's how they are, I can understand that. But we have, as children of God, been given a command to share the gospel, spread the gospel. So we're trying to find ways to make it easier for everyone to be able to share the gospel. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a bunch of scriptures, but you need to be able to share at least your experiences of why you became a child of God, why you accepted Christ as your personal savior. Why are you now calling yourself a Christian, which is being Christ-like? Why are you, what happened to you to cause you to change your life, to come out of darkness and come into his marvelous light? So it's all about, that's what witnessing is all about. It's really just telling your story, telling the story of Christ, telling about how your life is no longer a tool of the enemy. You're now on the side of Christ, the side of light. And so we're going to talk about how you begin witnessing. And we started last week. The best way to begin is to introduce yourself. Let them know who you and whose you are. When we're talking about introducing yourself, you start out by, just casually talking about yourself. People, I don't care if you just meet somebody, even when you meet a person, it's all about trying to get to know them. They need to get to know about you. And you should not be ashamed or afraid to tell someone, that you're a believer, that you are one who wants to share your life story with someone. Why have you become? I see that Victor and Pam have logged on. Are you guys there? Victor and Pam?
Hi, Canty.
Okay, great. Glad you guys are on. We just got started, so we're going to continue. And it's how do I begin to witness? The best way is to introduce yourself and let them know who and whose you are. A quick review of last week was convincing versus sharing. Convincing means to cause someone to believe that something is true. To overcome by argument. Too many people try to argue about God. To bring as an argument to belief, consent, or a course of action. So convincing, you can be dogmatic when you're trying to convince somebody. If they don't like what you're saying or they don't want to hear what you're saying, a lot of times we're going to try to just push God on people. You got to push him. You got to believe this. It's all about you. You have to believe this. This is all there is. There's no more. It's either light or dark. It's either sin or, whatever. It's either heaven or hell. And a lot of people they get turned off by that when you're trying to convince them of your stance and what they should be. But then when we're talking about sharing, is to let someone else have or use a part of something that belongs to you. To tell as thoughts, feelings, or experiences others. To talk about one's thoughts, feelings, and experiences with others. You start by sharing your experience, how you got saved, how you found Christ. What position were you in? And a lot of times when you're talking to somebody and they're telling you about their life, if there's anything synonymous with their life and your life, there's a great frame of reference for you to be able to share your experience. So we want to share more than we want to convince. So we're going to talk about a couple scenarios, convincing versus sharing. And we're going to use as a scenario, selling a vacuum cleaner. Okay? Hey, Canties. How you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Good.
Okay. Good. I can hear
Yeah.
you. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to do a
Can
couple.
you hear us?
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm going to do this scenario. I got two of them, and I'm going to be selling a vacuum cleaner. All right.
Okay.
And it's so wild because I broke mine today. But I'm a salesman and I'm going to be selling a vacuum cleaner. The first scenario is convincing. Okay. So I'm playing two parts. I'm playing the seller and I'm playing the person who needs a vacuum cleaner. All right. So here we go. I'm the seller. And ding dong, ring the doorbell. Person answers, hello. Why, hello there, young lady. My name is Malcolm Scott, and I want you to know that I am interested in giving you something that I just know you need. As I was walking up the walkway, I see a bunch of toys and bikes and all in the yard. So I know you got a bunch of kids, or you at least have one or two. And I can understand that when you have a lot of kids, your house can get really dirty. So I've got something that I just know you can use. And it's the best thing that's ever been invented. Some people have got them, some people don't, but I can tell you need what I have, and it is a handy dandy vacuum cleaner from the Scrub-All Vacuum Cleaner Company. Scrub-All has been around forever. They're the best on the market, and you look like you need the best on the market. So let me tell you something. You need to get this. I also saw your husband, or at least who I thought was your husband, in the backyard tinkering with his car. So I'm sure he gets grease or he brings in tracking in stuff on your new carpet. And you're going to want to use this because let me tell you something. This vacuum cleaner cleans everything. No matter what it is, you have to have this vacuum cleaner. And I'm not going to leave here until you take this vacuum cleaner. Come in, let me come in, let me show you. I'll sprinkle some dirt down and I'll get it up for you. I've got one. It's the best thing I've ever had. And you got to get this vacuum cleaner. Bam. That's convincing, or at least trying to convince. How'd you guys like that?
No.
Too wordy.
Did not.
Would you buy a vacuum cleaner from a person that came up to you and asked that?
No.
Yeah, a lot of assumptions.
No.
I made
Yes,
a
a lot of assumption. Mm-hmm.
I like pushy people.
Huh? What'd you say?
I don't like pushy people.
Yeah,
Yes.
pussy people.
Pushy.
You know,
Yeah.
I assumed because I saw kids, you got a bunch of kids. I don't know if those kids are yours or if they're from somebody down the street that left those toys in your yard, bikes in your yard. I don't know. I made an assumption by what I saw.
Assume that my house was messy because I got a lot of kids.
You got a lot of
Assume my
kids.
husband is tracking in stuff in the house.
Thank you very much. But I don't care what it was. I'm trying to convince you you need this vacuum cleaner.
Right.
And I convinced you by slamming the
Telling me what I look like I need. You look like you need the best.
Mhm. That's the convincing part. Okay, so let's do some. Now we're going to do example of sharing. And I'm a person who sells vacuum cleaners. Okay? I'm in a park. And I see a woman who is sitting on a bench. So here we go. Hello, ma'am. How you doing today? Oh, I'm doing fine. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful day out here, isn't it? I'm telling you what, man, this could not be a better day. How's your day been? Well, you know, I had to leave the house because I've got so much work to do and I just need a break. Things happened and, you know, I broke my vacuum cleaner today and I just don't know what to do. Well, ma'am, you know what? I know exactly how you feel. You know, in my house, I had all kinds of stuff go wrong. My vacuum cleaner broke as well. I had dust all over the place. My wife does a lot of crafts, so she has stuff all over the place. And you know what? I found the best vacuum cleaner that money can buy. It helped me so much. I got this cleaner and I went through one time and it picked up everything. There was no problem with it. I've had this vacuum cleaner now for almost 20 years. It has served me well. Let me tell you something. I can turn you on to the best thing that could ever happen for you. It'll help you. Your cleaning time will be cut in half. You'll have time to relax, to enjoy your house, your family. You know, my wife, she's always doing these crafts. She got stuff everywhere. And she uses this vacuum cleaner and it works wonderfully. Everyone we've told about this vacuum cleaner has used it, they've gotten it, and it has blessed them so that they keep telling other people because it changed their life. It changed their working abilities. And it sure has helped me. Would you like for me to help you? Because I tell you what, I can give you this phone number. No, let me do something even better. I'm going to bring mine over to your house if you don't mind. And let me show you how good it is. And then you make the choice yourself. If you want to continue to, use what you use or buy what I can help you get. Really? Oh, that's real cool. Tell you what, here's my phone number. Here's my email address. If you want to call me and set up a time, I would love to come and help you out with that. Here you go. All right. Hey, have a good day. I hope your day gets better. And be blessed in God. Bye now. Boom. Now, which one is the better?
The second.
All I did was share with her what I have, how good it's been for me, how it's changed my life. We both had the same problem. We had a house that's messy. I didn't make any assumptions to how messy her house was. All I told her was, I had the same problem.
You didn't push it.
I didn't push it. I shared my experiences.
Yep.
I shared the experiences that I had with other people and how they were blessed by the same thing that I was blessed with. Those are the differences between convincing and sharing. So when it comes to the Word of God, it is so much better to be able to share your experiences. I'm a firm believer God is going to put people in your pathway that's going to allow you to share Christ with them the way He's blessed you. How did you hear about Christ? I'm sure somebody either shared with you or tried to convince you. Or you could have just been flipping channels on the TV one day and something struck you. But it wasn't until the actual one-on-one with somebody that caused you to really see God in mankind, in us. Is that about right? Or am I assuming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about right.
I do believe it. So as you came along, that's how God wants you to bring somebody else along. Scripture, Proverbs 11:30 says, the fruit of the constantly righteous is a tree of life, and he who is wise captures and wins souls. For God, he gathers them for eternity. We got to be wise when we're trying to win souls. You don't go into a situation, telling a person about their sin. They already know that they're a sinner. I knew I was. Couldn't nobody tell me that I wasn't no sinner. I knew I was a sinner. You don't go in and trying to tell people how bad they are, how hot hell is. The Bible says it's the goodness of the Lord that leads men to repentance. So what you want to do more than anything is tell them how good God is and what he can do for them, just like that vacuum cleaner. This is how good it is. It will really bless you. It will really help you. It'll give you some confidence. It'll give you some security. It'll make you feel better. It'll help you. That is the tree of life. That's the righteousness that we have with God, because we know what he's done for us and what we want to do for him in return, and that's to help spread the gospel. John 3:17. I say it all the time. I like John 3:16. I love it. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That's wonderful. Yes, all believers fall up under that category. But verse 17 goes beyond that. Verse 17 goes beyond just what he did for us. This is what he didn't do to us. God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world. He already knew, the world already knew they were in bad shape. Adam and Eve knew that when they ate the fruit and realized that they were naked. They knew they had sinned. They knew they had disobeyed, because the Bible says they tried to hide themselves. So the light of sin had already come in, and that's always been a part of our DNA as human beings. We know what is wrong. So God didn't have to come into the world and start condemning us. You're a sinner, you're a sinner, you're a sinner, you're a sinner. We all know we're sinners. But that the world, through Christ, we have opportunity to be saved. So it's not up to us to turn around and do the same thing. We cannot condemn people. I don't care what your ethnicity is. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care how, what your criminal record is. None of that matters. What matters mostly of all things is that God sent Christ to save us from sin, plain and simple. And we have the ability to be delivered from sin. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So why do I need to witness to people? I think that's a question some people think. I'm saved, I'm cool. Why do I need to witness to people? Witnessing is not a choice for the believer. It's a standard part of the Christian life. We have been authorized, deputized, and commanded to share the gospel. The Bible says in Acts 1:8, you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses. So that's a part of our standard life as a Christian, is we need to share the gospel. We need to share our witness. We need to tell others about what God has done for us and what he can do for them.
Yeah.
There we go, Acts 1:8. You'll receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you'll be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere. In Jerusalem, throughout Judea and Samaria, and into the ends of the earth. Now, he's not telling you need to go to Jerusalem or go to Judea or Samaria. You need to, your Jerusalem is your family. Your Judea is your job or your neighborhood. Your Samaria,
Yep.
that's your job. You don't have to always tell, but your witness is how you act. It's your persona. It's what you look like. It's how you interact with others. That's your witness. Rather than trying to quote a bunch of scriptures, how do you handle work situations? When everybody else is, it's Monday morning. Or you coming in Monday morning with a smile on your face. Thank God I got a job.
Amen.
You did that well when you were over there at the gas station, cooking your sandwiches and stuff and being around all those weird people.
That's your witness.
You did that real good.
Mhm.
That's your witness. You know, we have to set a standard and be different than the world. We are light. We are salt. Jesus told us that's what we were. So we need to be that.
Amen.
That's how we draw people to Christ. That's how we begin our witness. You introduce yourself to them. This is who I am now. I know if you remember me how I used to be, or if you didn't know how I was, how I used to be, let me tell you how I used to be. This is how I am now. God has made a difference in my life. He's made a change in my life.
We're in different times though now.
Especially, how, what do you mean?
You have, what do you call it, proselytizing. You cannot proselytize on.
That's convincing.
You know,
I'm not telling you, God never told you to proselytize people. He told you to be a witness.
That's true.
When he said for you to be a witness and your light does what? Light draws.
True.
When you go out here in the back. No, I got it even better. When Michelle and I would come in at nighttime in the summertime, we have to reach our hand inside and turn off the front porch light because there's so many bugs attracted to the light. That light stands out in the darkness and it will attract. Salt, whatever you put it on, it changes the DNA of whatever it is. It don't taste like whatever it is no more. We just bought a sweet watermelon today. Oh my God, from Costco. Woo, it's one of the sweetest ones we done had this year. I'd be crazy to put some salt on that bad boy.
No, you wouldn't. It'd be delicious.
No. Because it won't be sweet no more.
It'd be sweet and salty.
It will not be sweet. It will be salty. It will be a salty melon.
Delicious, salty, sweet melon.
Whatever. See how it
A
changes?
great big one in our fridge right now.
From the farmer's market.
Yeah. Do you see how it changes though?
Yes.
It changes it from being sweet to salty.
Yes.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to change people's idea and thought processes of the first thing they hear about of a Christian from their dogmatic ways to somebody that's sweet.
Amen.
Somebody that can understand who they are, somebody that can relate to their situation and give them and show them a better way to live. Come on now. Romans 2, 3, and 4. In the Amplified, it says, but do you think this, O man, when you judge and condemn those who practice such things, and yet do the same yourself, that you will escape God's judgment and elude his verdict? Uh-oh. Or do you have no regard for the wealth of kindness, of his kindness and tolerance and patience in withholding his wrath? Are you actually unaware or ignorant of the fact that God's kindness leads you to repentance? That is to change your inner self, your old way of thinking, seek his purpose for your life. It's the goodness of the Lord, his kindness that leads us to repentance.
Yes.
It's not his wrath. I say this all the time, and I'm always going to say this. And it's a question. You don't have to answer, but if you want to, that's cool. If you, Lenina, you don't, but I mean, if you had a child, and then Patrick, you got children, me and mine got children. Would you rather your children obey you because they love you or because they're afraid of you?
Because they love you.
Because they love you. It's not God's wrath that leads people. People shouldn't be afraid to come to God because they're afraid of going to hell. He doesn't want that. He wants you to come to him because of his love, his kindness. That's what will lead more. What did I say? You draw more flies with honey than vinegar. It's the sweetness. It's the goodness of God that leads you to repentance. This is what God is wanting of us. This is what he's expecting of us. This is why it's important that for the child of God, witnessing is a part of the Christian life. Nobody's telling you you got to lead somebody from the gutter to the throne. But what he's telling you to do more than anything is plant some seeds. You got to at least tell somebody. We did some counseling for a couple years ago. And I think I may have seen them maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times since we even did their wedding. Okay. I know they have visited another church before. That's not a problem for me. But I got a call from they want counseling again from us. And it's like, first thing came to my mind, well, why don't you go to the pastor that I know you didn't go to that church? No, we planted seeds in their life years ago. They know who we are. They know how much we care. They're coming back to us for more counseling. And I'm looking forward to that, because I know if of all the things we did, we planted seeds. And that's what God is expecting you to do. If nothing else, plant seeds. Now, there's going to be those that you can take from the gutter, and you may walk them all the way through victory. Some people, all you're going to do is just your job is to plant the seed in them and show yourself available for any other time that they may need you. That's what I was saying. I got a vacuum cleaner. Here's my phone number. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. Somebody else just logged on. I'm assuming that may be William. Somebody else just logged on. I just accepted. So I'm hoping that I'll see who that is. But you have to prepare yourself so that you can share this gospel with somebody. It's what we've been told to do.